Hey, what's up my friends? Avram Gonzales back again for another video here. Yesterday I talked a little bit about what it's like to reflect on the past year's experience and take that stuff and bring it forward. So if you haven't seen that video, make sure you go ahead and click over here and you can check that out. But more importantly, that sets the stage for today's video, which is really about setting targets. I'm not talking about New Year's resolutions. I'm not talking about goals and where you're shooting for in the end. I'm talking about targets. And the difference between a target and a goal is really that a target is easily changeable and movable. A goal might be like your end target, or where you want to get eventually. And what I've found is that it's so much easier to set a target. It's so much less significant, How many times have you heard somebody make their New Year's resolution and it just feels so heavy and you're like, oh my God, is this person, they're never going to do this thing, And when you set a target for yourself, you set up these steps in between your final goals, they're much easier to hit, they're much easier to identify, and you're going to feel a hell of a lot better when you get these pieces done as you make your way along in 2013. So I wrote a post all about this stuff. You can check that out below, see what kind of targets that I have for the new year. I know one of my things that I'd like to do this year is to write my first book. And I'm not sure exactly what that's going to look like, but I have some ideas. I've had some things brewing for a long time, and so instead of making my target, I'm going to write my first book. What I think I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually create the outline for my book in the next week or so. No, actually, not or so. Got to be definite. I got to find a time that I'm going to do it, right? So I'm going to do this thing in the next week. I'm going to write an outline for my prospective book, and that could change, from when I start it now to when I do it later. But I'm going to put that out there, and that's the first step towards creating, what I would like to create in the future. So that's another part of the key to setting an effective target and setting targets that are going to work for you, is that you want to define them with an amount of time. You want to create something for yourself that's going to be like, I'm going to get my shit together. And a timeline that's way too long is something that you always, keep pushing off, keep putting off. But if you put a target that's a little bit closer, let's say a few days or even a week or less, it's going to be a lot more real for you to create that. Now you might be thinking to yourself, well, there are so many goals and targets and things that I've set before that I never did. Maybe you can give me some stuff that's going to help me out with that. And the fact of the matter is, my friend, it comes down to you, what you're willing to do, and the actions that are required in order to create that. There's no secret sauce to taking action. It's just something that you have to do. And I guarantee you, if you chunk things down and make them small enough, it will be easier for you to do it. It won't seem like such a huge thing, and you'll have no problem moving forward in a different way, or at least a lot less of one. And trust me, the more action you take, the easier stuff becomes. You might even find out that a lot of your goals and targets and things that you've set in the past, or things that you're setting up now, are probably not as difficult or hard as you might have thought they would be previously. So that's it for today's video. Make sure you go click on the link below to find out what other targets that I've made this year. I also got some extra stuff on there to help you achieve your targets, your goals and stuff in 2013. And I just kind of want to wrap it up with a shout out to Matt Boxler and Patty Curry. They took me up on my challenge yesterday and did video responses under my YouTube video. You guys rock. So I'm going to put the challenge back out there again to both of you and whoever else is watching. I want to know what some of your targets are in 2013. And, in sharing with me and in sharing with everybody else on the internet and your Facebook, whoever else it is, that creates such a powerful momentum for you in the world. And if there's any way that I can contribute to you around that stuff, I definitely will. But if you don't put it out there, how would I possibly know? Right? So put your video below, or if you're too much of a wuss, you can put your comments below what some of your targets are. Regardless, I'd love to hear from you, and hope you found this video helpful. So if you did, share it with friends, and I look forward to talking to you on the next video. Bye for now.